And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hi folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Gem Hens from Social Sloth Games, a division of Gray Fox Games. And apparently a Russian Tsar in 1885 commissioned a jeweled egg for his wife, which is fantastic. They look cool. They're really expensive. I'm not so rich, so apparently I'm just gonna have my chickens run around and find gems. That's the point of this game. You're gonna make your own jeweled egg by using your chickens to find them. So it's kind of a programmable movement game, but it's different than other ones that you may have seen. Here's how it plays. The game's going to take place over 3 rounds or until someone completely fills up their egg board. Now when this happens, at the beginning of each round, you're going to roll dice based on the number of players. So in a 4-player game in round 1, I'm going to roll 3 white dice, placing those dice on the numbers that I put here. And then on the bottom, I got 2 2s, so they would go here, and 1 3. So I'd put the dice like that. Then, from a bag full of gems, I'm going to draw gems and put them at the intersections. So 1 times 2 dice is 2, 2, 2, and then 1, 1, and 1. So that's the initial seeding of gems on the board. Then someone shouts go and flips over the sand timer. At that point, players roll their dice, and they can keep rolling their dice whenever they want. And as they can lock dice into these spots here on the board, and when you're done, you're done. Or you can keep rolling them and try to get the numbers that you need. But it's not a very long timer, and eventually the timer is going to run out, and or everyone has their dice locked. Then each player is going to roll all the dice that they have in their pecking orders here. So then you're going to count these together, and whoever rolls the highest total, if you don't put any dice here, your highest total is 0, gets to go first and second and third, etc. You'll then place these dice wherever you put them, and a 6 is a wild die, which can count as any of these. Then starting with the first player and continuing on, each player is going to use their dice. 1s, 2s, and 3s are pretty simple. You will be able to move your chicken on the board that many spaces, and 4s and 5s are going to be used to scratch rows or columns. Scratching a row is pretty simple. I pick any spot to put this I want, so maybe I want to put this here, and then you again pull gems from the bag and put them in the spot so that they crisscross. And there can only be 2 dice in each of them, and if you ever have 2 dice times 2 dice, the most gems you'll have in a spot will be 3. When you move, you have to come in one of these 4 gates to come in, and you must move the whole total. So I might go 3 first. 1, 2, 3. And then I might move 1, 1. And then I move 1 again, and then 1 again. So players are trying to pick up these gems, and as you pick them up, you must immediately put them on your gem board, because remember, if you don't, you can lose points for them at the end of the game. If when you're moving, you're going to move into another chicken, you can spend one of your dice to move that chicken, basically shove them out of the way to get to the gems that you want to. After everyone has done all their movements, you'll roll some more white dice. Fewer of them, put them on the board because there's still going to be leftover gems, and you'll keep going until after either 3 rounds or one person's filled up their board. There are some advanced rules where you can play with power clucks. These are unique abilities, and after the pecking order, whoever goes last gets to draft from these. You'll put them served out. So this person, when they do 2 or 3, they don't have to move in a straight line. They can move in an L shape. Or this person can re-roll 1 unused die from your die board. Or you can move an additional space when spending a movement die. Or whenever you move through but don't stop in a space, you can eat a single gem from that space. So there's all sorts of special ones here, and also I like the artwork on these cards. So that's something that you can add. You can also add fighting, where you can attack and defend and steal gems from other people. Now, on one hand, I really like some of the components. I really like having this egg here, because as you fill up the spots in this egg with the different gems, it just looks good. It's a fantastic way to do it. I wouldn't mind if these had been recessed a bit, but that might be asking too much. The dice are also fine. We have different colored dice for the different players and everything. I like that the board shows me how much everything's worth, and the points, it's really, really simple. But This board is problematic, mostly because it's too small. And as you're moving around, these chickens don't help that they fall over all the time. And there's nothing really to replace them. We said, oh, they fall over? We'll just stick them in the square. Well, the squares are too small. And as you're moving around and walking through gems, it just causes a problem. And the gems you can see move. This board should be probably twice the size. In fact, someone I know who bought this game took it and blew up the board to twice the size, and it works. But this really kind of detracts from playing this game a bit. I have to ding it a bit because of that. I like the gems. I don't mind how they look on the board here. You know, they have a cool look to them, but the board is just too small. And unfortunately, there's a good chunk of this board here being used that doesn't even have, I mean, it has extra stuff, pictures in it, but I would have just preferred the board itself to be bigger. First of all, I mean, straight up, Hens is an entertaining game. I like the theme, it's silly, but I want to say I almost always will play with the advanced rules. The extra special abilities for the chickens just add a little bit of flair to the game. It also, that going first place, and if you go last or you just roll poorly, at least you get a good special ability, and I think it adds to the fun of the game. The base concept of the game works well. Roll dice as fast as you can, put them where you want to go. Oh, I want to move, and you're looking around the board, you don't have a lot of time, but at the same time, it's not so frenetic that you can't get what you want. 4s and 5s, you want more gems on the boards? Keep those. You don't? Roll 1s, 2s, and 3s. And someone steals the gems you want? Well, there's going to be probably other gems on the board. You can move and get those. The 6s is pretty cool. I'll just keep rolling until I get all 6s because I'll get to go first, and I can re-roll all my dice. But the dice, when you re-roll them, are random. So it's pretty good, but not necessarily the best thing to do. Either way, I'm talking as if there's that much humongous decision making. There's not. Now, the gems themselves, I start using the diamonds, but there's only 7 in that bag, so I should be careful where I put them. And if someone completes a 5 section of diamonds, well, good on you, but I don't think it's going to happen very often. In fact, it's usually easier just to go for the yellow gems or the green gems or the blue gems because they're more plentiful. They get you fewer points, but hey, a few points is better than no points at all. So I like the special abilities. I like the moving around. There's a bit of interaction. While I steal the stuff I want, I might shove you a bit just to get you out of my way, and we're certainly competing over turn order. It's a pretty simplistic game, but that's what Social Sloth is for. Now, I will say, in a component overview, I showed that the board itself was too small and the chickens fall over. That's a big enough problem in this particular game to cause me to ding it. You know, normally, if it hadn't been for that, I would have liked this game even more. As it is, I enjoy it, but I don't know that I could recommend it with such a small board to most people. I think most people will be frustrated. Sure, you can go out and find maybe alternate pieces for the chickens, or you can you can go blow up the board or use a bigger board, but that's work that the company should be doing for me, not me doing it on my own. So it looks beautiful, and maybe the small board won't bother you, in which case you're going to have a great time with this. And as I said, the gameplay itself is great. Some people found it a little bit too insane for them. Some people were like careful and thoughtful and want to program every move. This kind of turns that on its heel. It's like, yeah, you can program moves. Do it now! And I like that aspect myself, and especially when combined with the special abilities, and it's just a silly game, and it's not too long. You know, it's the box says 30 to 60 minutes. It's probably closer to 30 minutes than anything else. But I like the look of it. It's a lot of fun. It's just a little small. Dice Tower Judgment. Really fun game. Needs a bigger board.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.